Hey friends, it's Judy Klock, your Stampin' Up! Independent Demonstrator here in Middletown, Virginia. And I'm coming to you today for another little video tutorial. And this time I want to continue what I started a week ago about embossing folders. So in my previous video, I showed you how to use the Thoughtful Moments hybrid embossing folder. And if you haven't seen that, you can go back and check out that video. But today I wanted to talk to you about adding color to some of your embossed cardstocks, because it's great when we have these tools and they add really pretty dimension to our cards, but wouldn't it be great if we could even get more out of the tools that we have? So let me move my cameras, which I never remember to do, but I'm remembering it today. I'll put my desk over here, and then let's get started. So the first one I want to work with, this is called the Layered Florals 3D Embossing Folder. This is in the January to April mini catalog. Let me raise that up just a bit. And it's really pretty. It's got these really gorgeous floral designs on it. So of course, when we use it just the way we normally do, right, we can make these really pretty cards. I don't know if you can see it. This is really just a very clean and simple card. I have just a little bit of stamping, and we're really letting that gorgeous embossed florals kind of add some texture and dimension to our piece. Now we could take this exact same piece, right, that we've done, and we can add some color. I've embossed like a little piece here. Okay, this is like a 3 by 5. Let's move this down. We'll keep moving cameras up and down while we're going. And let's add some color to this piece with some blending brushes and our classic ink pads. Okay, so I'm just going to take, this is Lemon Lolly. I have Lemon Lolly and Bubble Bath, and I'm just going to take and gently add some color to these embossed flowers. So here we've kind of taken our basic embossed piece, and we're just going to step it up by adding some color with our blending brushes and our ink pads. How pretty is that? Look at that, right? So let's see that in a card. Let me just move this. Okay, so let's say we wanted to do that. So we could do that for a card, and we could certainly do very similar to what we did here. We had just the plain embossed piece, just working on that card. And this one, we've gone ahead and we've added some color with our blending brushes. So you saw how easy that was to do. We just add a little bit of ink to our blending brush and then just gently kind of rub it over those embossed pieces. And that adds just a little bit of color to kind of just make those flowers pop a little bit more. Right now, the next way that we could add color is we can take our embossing folder, and now on the side, there's two sides. This is what I call, this is the raised side, and this is sort of the recessed side. The side with the Stampin' Up! Logo usually has the recessed side. So what I like to do is on the recessed side, okay, I like to add a little bit of color to those flowers. So I'm going to come in here with my blending brush and my ink pad, and I'm just going to sort of color some of these flowers. And I should have used a darker color because it's really hard to see the petal pink on the embossing folder, but it should be there. Okay, now this is going to give just a little subtle touch of color. Okay, let's do another one. And you can add as many colors as you want. All right. I'm going to add just a little bit of yellow too to make sure that we do have some color on there. It looks like we do, but it's hard to see. All right, let me take this. Let me add a little bit of color up here. All right, that you can see a little bit better. All right, so now let's take another piece of cardstock. Okay, we're going to put that right there like that to pick up our color. We're going to close our embossing folder. And then I am going to bring in my Stamp, Cut, and Emboss. Let's raise this up. And you can see pieces of my messy desk. That's the beauty of having the camera down tight. You can't see the messy desk. All right, so now we're going to roll this on through. Okay, and let's see what we've got. Bring this back down just a little bit so it's easier to see. And now you can see this added just a little bit of color to those flowers. Okay, so again, a little bit different from our doing the blending brushes right on the raised flowers as opposed to putting the color in the embossing folder and then rolling that on through. And here's a card that I made using that technique. I used a little bit brighter colors. For this, I used Pumpkin Pie, Flirty Flamingo, and Daffodil Delight. So it's a little bit darker. But again, you can see the difference in the two. This one actually has more color. This has got a little bit more color kind of right around those outlines of the flower. So that's two ways to add color using your embossing folders and blending brushes. Okay, but now let's say that you want to use the new brayer. Okay, you can do that. Now, I did that with the Layered Florals 3D embossing folder. I didn't particularly like the way it came out. Okay, I just thought it was a little, so this was where I inked the like debossed side, and this is where I inked the embossed side, like the raised up side. I didn't particularly care for this look with that particular embossing folder. So what I did was we have these two new folders coming out. These are an online exclusive. They'll be available starting March 5th. And these are called Fun Patterns. So you've got one here. It almost looks like an argyle. It's got the diamonds. Kind of reminds me of an argyle. And then you've got one here that's got like a floral with like a semicircle around it. So those are coming on March 5th. So what I did was I used the brayer to ink both sides. So this was using a brayer and inking the raised side. Remember I said this side is raised and this side is not. This with the side where the Stampin' Up! Logo is usually not the side with the raised images. So this one I inked this side of the paper and we've got that look. On this one I inked this side of the paper and we got this particular look. Again, I didn't have a lot of ink. My ink was very spotty on some of these. I didn't have good coverage. But those are, you know, depending upon what look you're going for, you can ink either side. So let's try that tonight. Let's try it. And I just don't know what just fell down. Oh, haha, just part of my glass mat. I felt something fall and I wasn't sure. So I've got a piece here of our bubble bath, right? And I'm going to ink up. This is one of the fun patterns, the floral one. I'm going to ink up the raised side, this side here, using my brayer. All right, so let's go. So to ink up my brayer, I'm just going to kind of start, and you'll notice it has these two legs that protrude. That's so when you lay it down, you don't get ink on your work surface. So when I go to ink it, I'm going to flip it so the legs are up so they don't get tangled with my ink pad. I'm just going to roll this way and I'm going to just keep working my way down the brayer till I get it all inked. You can put on as much or as little as you choose. Okay. When you think you have enough, then you have enough. All right. Let's put that over there. Now I'm going to ink this. Let me move that out of the way. I'm just going to ink up my brayer, my folder. And you can see it, right? I'm going to make sure I get all of those raised spots inked up. Then if you're wondering how to clean this, I just run it under water when I'm done, and it's fine. It comes out fine. Let's put our brayer right there. Now let's put our cardstock, just put it in the middle. Okay. And then let's bring in our mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss. And let me just, you know me and ink. If ink is anywhere, it will get on me. All right, so I've got our mini. Now what did I do with the mini pads? Here they are. Okay, and let's roll this on through. And these fun patterns are not 3D. And I don't know why my light keeps going out on me, but it's very annoying. Okay, here we go. Put that back down there. Now you'll see you have the one side, it's got the embossing with no color. And when you flip it over, look at how pretty those, like, I call these debossed because they're like deep in it. So these are debossed images, but look at how pretty they look with that dark Melon Mambo ink on the pretty pink. I think that's very pretty. So I do like that. And then I would just clean this by running it underwater. I'm just going to kind of put that off to the side for right now. And here is a card I made using the petal pink with the Melon Mambo. Okay, so I don't know why it looks so different, but it does. Isn't that funny? Oh, you know why? Because this was not Melon Mambo. This was, I think I did Flirty Flamingo on here. That's why it looks very different. But those are the different ways that you can add color to your embossing folders and kind of step them up and get a little bit more use from them. That's it for me. I hope you have a great evening and a good week. I hope that you liked this little video. If you have any questions or you want to leave a comment, please do. I love when you leave a comment. It just, it makes me happy to know that I'm helping you in your crafting journey. That's it for me. Happy stamping, everyone. Bye.